Hi there, I'm Will Hawkes of the British Foosball Association. Got my badge here. Welcome to a video which we are making to help people who are running table football clubs around the UK to have loads and loads of fun with your club members, with your whoever it is that you enjoy playing with on your football table. So today I'm going to introduce a competition format which we call the Monster DYP, which is kind of a weird name. Let's talk a little bit about how this competition works, and I'm going to show you some software which you can use to have fun. So the great thing about table football, right, this is a game where you've got people really close together across a table from each other. You can hear them breathing. So we're close, and we mix up, and we make friends, and we want to. It's a very social thing. So the competition format we're going to run matches people up with different partners. Every game you play, you have a different partner. The games don't last too long. They might last 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes. And so through an evening or through a day or through a tournament, and you can make it as long or short as you want, you mix everyone up. And over time, the software starts to rank who's doing really well and who's doing less well. And you can end up doing a knockout and deciding who some champions are. But the fun thing is it's a really social way for people to enjoy table football. It's also super friendly because it doesn't really matter how good anyone is. In some of the table football competition formats, the good players smash the weaker players go home feeling like they're never coming back again. So the nice thing about this format is, well, the good player gets to play with the weaker player in the first round, and the weaker player, everyone gets to play with everyone. So it's a nice way to mix everyone up and have fun. But I'm talking too much. I want to show you the software so you can have a go yourself. So the share screen, Will. Let's see if this is going to work. So the place to go and the software to use is something called Kickertool, Kickertool.de. Or actually, there is a .com as well. The .de version is in Deutsch, in German. The .com one, I mean, it doesn't really matter. It takes the same place. It's in English. So you go here, kickertool.com. Kicker, by the way, is the German word for table football. Ironically, the Americans call it Fußball, which is, of course, a German word. So we're going to run a competition. There's lots of different competition formats available in Kickertool today. I'm just telling you about the Monster DYP, and I will explain what that name means. So you go to Kickertool and you click Start App. This runs in the cloud. It runs on your phone. It runs on a laptop. You can download, and there's you can have a sort of a local version which you can stick on a computer. It doesn't really matter. So you get to a page that says here, new tournament, and we're going to run a tournament. So I'm going to set my tournament up, and you'll see these 8 different options you have in front of you. The one we're talking about here, the yellow one, Monster DYP, a lovely little image of Frankenstein there. DYP means draw your partner. So it means that the partners are drawn at random, and Monster just refers to the fact that you're getting a load of different partners. So we click on Monster DYP, and as we set this up, I'm going to explain what happens. So typically, this is a competition format I run in London. JP Thompson runs in London. The clubs in the UK, more and more, everyone's doing Monster DYPs all around the world, actually. In Hackney, where I run tournaments, we have 5 tables, but I ran a tournament last night with 1 table. So the first thing, when you configure, you set your tournament up, is how many tables do I have? So let's say tonight I've got 1 table. We're going to run a qualification round, so lots of different games. We're playing first to 7. That's the simple way to do these things. Play 1 game to 7. It doesn't last too long. I've done tournaments with 1 game to 3 when I was doing it with little kids because they don't have the attention span. But usually if you're playing for teenagers or for adults, a game to 7 is a good number to go to. Basically, it's already set up for you. I don't tinker around with anything here, and I just press next. So what it needs to do is know who are the players. So in tonight's competition, let's see, we've got Minnie Mouse, we've got Mickey Mouse. I'm going to run out of Disney characters before too long. We've got Donald Duck, we've got Pluto, we've got Goofy. I've run out of characters in my mind. Let's do some Cinderella's here. Snow White's come along. Here's a little bit more... gosh, I can't remember. What's that thing all the girls like? The little one, Frozen. I can't remember what they're called in Frozen. Anna, I think she's called. And let's have Will, which is me. So One of the things, you don't need to have an even number of participants. You can have an odd number as well. The computer's completely cool with dealing with a number of different people. So you just put the names in, who's playing, and you press next. Oh, that's one good looking tournament. Let's give it a name. Let's call it Demo for Club People. Yay. That's what this is called. Yay. Yeah. Okay, so that's what our tournament's called. Last night's one was called the Glamorous 20.1.23 Barnet Monster DYP is what I called it last night. Doesn't matter. Start tournament. So here we go. And already you can see that the software has drawn up the first round. We've got Minnie and Goofy are playing Donald Duck and Snow White. So a couple of things to draw your attention to here. Enter result. The game, you call the game on table one, Minnie and Goofy, and they play. When you have a result, you put the result in. You can say, well, the score was they got 7 click and these guys got 4. Actually, there's a quick way of doing it. I'll show you. If you just click the losing number, it goes to 7 automatically. So that we already have a result. In table football, the winning team should report the score to the person who's running the tournament. So the score has gone in here. Now, on the right-hand side, you can see this little chart. You can kind of tinker around with how the rankings work. What it's doing is it's giving 2 points for someone who has a win and no points for someone who has a loss. And so the little ranking here, it's this 0p, that's just showing the average number of points which you've scored tonight. It's kind of your win percentage. So if you've won all your games, you will have 2. If you've lost all your games, you'll have 0. If you've won half of your games, you'll show as a 1. The next thing, you can tinker around with what these configurations are if you want to do it. Today I want to do rank with goal difference as my second one. Buckholz score, I'll talk about that in a minute. So you can see now it's just changed it to goal difference. So Donald and Snow White won their game 7-4. Their goal difference thus was +3. I'm going to put some scores in just to see what happens. So I don't know, Pluto and Anna 175. Oh, I need to draw up a new round. And as a cool thing, it uses something called Swiss. So it tries to match up people with similar kind of records against each other. What the software is trying to do is it's trying to work out who, in the end, who the best players are. It's trying to get everyone ranked up. So, and the game to 7, it might last 5 minutes, it might last 7 minutes, it might last 10 minutes. It doesn't last 20 minutes or half an hour usually. I'm just randomly putting these results in. And what you can see, we've got 9 players. So each round, someone had a buy. In the first round, Minnie and Goofy, Donald and Snow White, Mickey and Cinderella, Pluto and Anna. So Will didn't play in round 1. And that's why win percentage is really important, because it means that the people who are missing out a round aren't being punished because they missed a round out. Another thing you can do here is a new person turns up. So suddenly, I don't know, Steve has turned up, let's say. So Steve now wants to come in. So I can add Steve in, and you'll see when I next draw around, yeah, Steve's now in the mix as well. So it can cope with people arriving late. Now, another thing's happened is that now Will has decided Will's going to drop out because Will's got to go home. I don't know what. So I'm out of here. So you can mark Will as absent, and it'll take me out of the running. So it's not going to put me in rounds where I'm not actually here anymore. So it's really flexible. As people, an annoying thing that's happened to me in the past is when you call a match, they say, "Oh, he's gone home," but 3 other people are waiting to play the match and they can't play it because he's gone home. So it's a nice way, making sure that you can add people and take them out as the tournament progresses. Let's stick some more results in. Let's see how are things going in the tournament so far. Snow White and Pluto's who's ranking number 1. Snow White is killing it. We are on round 4. Has Snow White lost the match yet? Oh dear. So oops, I didn't want my result. Now what have I done? Let's go back here. So I'll do one more round. And you know what? Will's just come back. He's actually returned. So I'm going to put Will back in at this point. He's marked present. Or maybe you can change names sometimes if Will decides my name is no longer Will. My name is Freddie. You can do that as well. So and you can see how Snow White is still winning our last round. I'm going to draw up. Anna and Snow White's just crushing it tonight. I don't know why. And Steve and Freddie, they lose 7-0. And so now, okay, I've played 5 rounds. When I run these tournaments on Friday nights, I start the rounds at 7:30. I finish the rounds at 9:45. I have 5 tables. You never want more than 10 people per table, because then you have too many people hanging around looking bored. So 10 people per table means 4 people playing, 4 people with their eyes on the table because they know they're on next, and 2 people can be chilling and just having a break for a bit. So if you've got one table, do an event with max 10 people. So in London, I have 5 tables. I can do events up to 50 people. So now it's 9:45. I'm going to do the elimination. And the way it works, you need to tell the system, do I want to have, so I've got 8 people. I want to do a quarterfinal, semi-final, final. So I want to take 8 people through in teams of 4. So if I look at this, my top 8 have qualified. I'm sorry, Freddie. I'm sorry, Steve. You guys aren't going through. It's done something weird here. I've no idea why Steve's showing with a negative percentage. Sometimes it usually behaves well. I'll go and look at that later to find out what's happened there. So I'm going to do start my elimination. Fixed teams, you can configure. I have no idea what Lord have mercy is. I don't click that one. I click fixed teams. I do want to match for 3rd place. I don't want to bother putting the scores in. I'm going to put quick entry. And what it's matching up here, if you think of that table we had, the number 1 ranked player is playing with a 5th ranked player. The number 2 is playing with a 6th. 3 is playing with 7. 4 is playing with 8. If I do a big tournament, I might take 8 teams through because I'm doing quarterfinal, semi-final, final. Here we're taking 8 people through 4 teams. So that's going to be a semi-final and a final. I press start, and well, it's doing. Oh no, here's the interesting thing. I haven't told it I only want 8 people. Let's try all over again. Single player, number of teams, placing. I only want the top 8 to go through. And I still want fixed teams, and I still want match for 3rd place. You can play around with the configuration. It doesn't really matter. So now you can see our first semi-final, Snow White and Anna are playing Donald Duck and Cinderella. So win for the ladies. I actually thought I put this up to do, I don't want to put the scores in. Start elimination. I'm just being lazy here. So fixed teams, match for 3rd place. 1 to 8. That's right. I don't want to put quick entry. That's what I want to do. So Snow White and Anna won that one. Donald Duck went home. Goofy and Mickey Mouse. A win for the mouse. He's 100 years old this year. So now what we've got here, our final is Snow White and Anna playing Goofy and Mickey Mouse. That's going to be gold or silver medal. I always do 3rd, 4th because it's nice to know who gets the bronze medal. So Donald Duck and Minnie. This time it's a win for Minnie. And in the grand final, Snow White and Anna. Snow White's just a beast on the table. She's phenomenal. Show result. There you go. And that was our demo. And you can see Snow White and Anna, Mickey and Goofy. I published the results in the messenger chat we have. I screenshot this stuff so people like to see what the final result was. I then go and screenshot back. I screenshot the knockout bracket. I'll screenshot this as well. Just to show you can play around with the configurations and the qualification. A Buchholz number, that's quite an interesting thing you can use. Sometimes it's like if 2 people have the same score, it ranks you based on how strong the opponents were that you played against. So if I played table football, I played against my mum, my dad, my brother, my sister in my matches. And you, dear viewer, you played against Frederic Collignon, Billy Papas, Todd Lafredo, and Tony Spraderman in your matches, who are the best players. We got the same number of points. I go, yeah, but that person played stronger players than me, so they deserve to go through. That's what the Buchholz number is doing. So I just want to show you that. You might come across it. I'm going to stop sharing at that point. So that is kind of a super fast demo of the Monster DYP. Have a look, have a play. Message me, will.hawks@britfoos.com if you've got any questions. We're on Facebook, we're on our website. Hopefully you're watching this on YouTube. Just because I'm showing off, this is my blue top table. Table football historians will know tournament soccer was the iconic table in the 1970s in America. There was a small TS scene in the UK. I got this about 5 years ago because I found one and I had to have one. So it's the best bank shots, but the players break really easily. That's why I've got some red ones here because I broke the players. And the other thing about this is I rigged it up backwards in COVID because I was bored. So that handle you can see there should be on the other side. So rather than, normally I've got a fairly weak left hand and a good right hand. So I got a feeling of what it was like to be. Anyway, you may not know what I'm talking about. And I'm gibbering at this point. I'll let you enjoy playing around with Kickertool and having fun with your Monster DYPs. Good luck. Have a great time. Let us know with any questions. And I will see you on the table. All right. Ending the recording. Cheers.